Welcome to Granddaddy Garage. We're going to update on the engine teardown. We got the pistons out. I had to beat them out of the block. I mean, if it was just like the pistons, being seized in here themselves, that wouldn't be such a problem. But all the piston, yeah, it was. Oh man, I'm tired. But yeah, they came out broken. I cut a couple of them just because to save some time on getting them out and wanting to maybe saving the crank. So I think the crank is salvageable. I'll take that to the machine shop, have them clean it up, and see what to think of it. No Magnaflux it. If it's good after it's cleaned up, then I'll just charge a little extra on top of what it took to at the machine shop. I gotta get a couple of those rod ends off the end of it. All right, let's look at what we got here. We had a couple bearings that fell out in here, but yeah, the bearings all had grease. They all had grease on them. They had, but there's the rust was trying to creep in. The journals aren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. The pistons and the wrist pins, the wrist pins, those are those pieces. The wrist pins were the main part. You can see it got hot before it got put away. I don't know if it, yeah, but it looks like it's savable. So that's where we're at with that. Lots of rags, almost a gallon of WD-40. You can see all the goo down in that pan. These things are not pretty. I don't know if the block is savable. I'll have to, I got to clean it up here in the shop. I'm going to power wash it and whatnot and get all the orifices. And there's a little bit of, you see the little bit of rust weep there. So I think what I might do is I might take one of my smaller hones, hit that. You gotta be careful with that stuff. You make it too sloppy and then it does weird things to it. But maybe I might just go in there by hand with some 1000 grit sandpaper and just kind of knock it down a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if you can see here. This one's pretty bad. That's not terrible. This one's not terrible. This one's bad. You can see the pitting. But I'll get it cleaned up. And cleaned up at least enough where I take it to the machine shop. Machine shop isn't going to give me dirty looks. So, now some places would do it, but they'll charge you a lot. And then again, I can't blame them. There's a lot of work tearing old junk apart. I was starting to sweat. But anyways, yeah, the wrist pins are seized up in these pistons. The pistons, most of the pistons were seized up in there. None of the rings moved out of these pistons. They're all shut. They're shut. There's no movement on that. That's gunked. Yeah, so that's that. So that's scrap metal. That's scrap metal. I went and before I took the caps off, I went and marked them. So they're all directional. See, now I got 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot. So that's all there. That way they can't get mismatched. The bolts are in there still. Yeah, I wasted a brand new hone tool to clean up the cylinders a little bit to get a better picture of what was going on. That's all right. I think it was like 40-50 bucks for the set. I think I can get replacements for it. If I remember correctly, I can get replacement jobbers for it. It's no big deal. So we'll do that. We'll get I'll get the bigger replacement things, but yeah, I'm hungry. I think I'm gonna clean up a little bit and go get something to eat and go home and maybe, you know, do something else. But yeah, I got a plan for those. Those heads over there. I gotta get some buckets and shit for that. I gotta get some acetone. I got ATF I can mix in with the acetone, so maybe like 3-4 gallons of acetone. So I'm probably gonna end up spending like $60 on some fluid. And then I need some plastic containers that will handle the acetone. Should be fine. This is getting there. I still got like a plug there to knock out, and I got to knock a couple plugs out here, a couple oil gallery plugs, and there should be there's oil gallery plugs here that have to get knocked out or whatever. They got to get pulled out or whatever they are. So I'll probably have to take a sharper instrument and poke a hole through it and dig it out that way. That way I don't push it in there. And then I'm going to have to get a cam bearing tool. I got to yank out the cam bearings. That'll save me some money. Even though I'm spending money on a tool, it'll save me money getting those yanked out. And then depending on how much it's going to cost me to get this block addressed and, you know, what other things. But yeah. So that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe. Granddaddy Garage. Should make better choices sometimes, but it was a vet block. It turned out to be a vet block. Yeah, little sparklies happened in the eye. I ignored all the warning signs, and I saw it. I had a feeling it might be like this, but still I went with it. Anyhow, we'll catch you later.